So you've just finished this beautiful image in Photoshop. You've got all these gorgeous, juicy layers that you just can't wait to save. You go to File, Save As, and you see every single acronym known to man that you could possibly save your image as. JPG, PNG, PDF, PSB, PSD, TIFF, you name it, there's an acronym that you can save your file as. But what is the right acronym to save your file? Well, that really comes down to what you want to do with that file later. It doesn't matter what your skill level is in Photoshop or photography. This is a question that gets asked across every platform that someone could possibly ask me a question. Blake, how should I save this layered document? TIFF or PSD? Well, it goes a little bit deeper than that than just TIFF or PSD. So what I've done is I've created this little diagram here that can help you deduce what you want to save your file as. So let's first start with JPEG. Now, a JPEG can only hold 8 bits of data. So if you have a 16-bit image, this might not be the best way to save your image out, but it is good for both print and web. And it's something that I very routinely use for both prints and web and haven't really seen too much of a problem with the JPEG in that process. The only downside is that it cannot contain any layers. Now, the beauty of it is that when you save an image as a JPEG, it saves it very small. Now, I've got some examples I'm going to show you with all 5 of these different file types. Now, the PNG can hold up to 24 bits of data in it, which is great, but it can't, again, have layers in it. It is a slightly larger file size than a JPEG, sometimes much larger file size than a JPEG, but typically where I use PNG is more in the world of web and design, because with the PNG, you can actually drop the background out of an image and save it as a transparent document. So when I'm doing logos or a lot of website design work, I'm pretty much saving things in PNG, specifically if I don't want a background there for my logo or maybe some marketing materials. I don't typically save as a PNG when I'm going to print, but I might use it for the web. Now, a TIFF file, TIFFs are great because they can actually have your layers in them, but that can come at the expense of a very large file size if you don't check a very important box. You can have layers. It can save up to 32 bits in that image, and it works very well for print and also what I call multi-platform. The reason why I'd use a TIFF for a print is, let's say you contact a printer and they make very large scale images. They say, hey, can you send us a TIFF? That's where you'd want to save your document down as a TIFF, but maybe not with layers in it. That will ensure that you get the full 16 bits of data that would be in the image that you're working with, or even 32 bits if you're working with 32-bit data. Now, a PSD file is your standard Photoshop document file. Now, this is typically where I'm going to be saving my images if I'm going to be saving them with layers. I don't typically save my layered document work as a TIFF because it can come with the expense of space if I'm not careful. Now, there are times when my files get extremely large, meaning I've got a lot of layers. I'm working with some Sony a7R III, very large file sizes, and PSD just won't cut it. That's where PSB comes in, which that means Photoshop very large document. This is essentially the same thing as a PSD, but it doesn't have a 2 GB limit attached to it like the PSD would. So it can be a very helpful file type when saving very large images. Now, what I want to show you here is just some various examples of the exact same image that was saved as a JPEG, a PNG, a TIFF without layers, a TIFF with layers, saved 2 different ways, a PSD, and a very large PSB document. As a JPEG, that image that you just saw was able to be saved as at 26.1 megabytes, so very small, but it doesn't have layers. The PNG version of it was 197 megabytes, so much bigger, but that's going to have all of that data in it that I would need. Typically, like I said, though, I'm not saving my images as PNGs. I'm typically saving things that I want to drop a background out of, like a logo as a PNG. I'm just showing this for example's sake. Now, this is a TIFF example without layers. So what I did was I sandwiched all the work down and saved it out as a TIFF with 0 layers, which made it a 239 megabyte document. So much larger than your JPEG. Now, if we look at the TIFF example with layers, there's a very specific box that you can check while you're saving for a TIFF. It's a zip radial dial or a RLE radial dial. Now, in that RLE radial dial, it'll tell you that it can save it faster, but it's going to be a bigger file. If you check the zip option, it will save it smaller, but it's going to take longer. But that sacrifice of speed that we're talking about here is the difference between 1.87 gigabytes and 571 megabytes. Again, almost 3 times larger just because you want to save some time. Now, when we talk about PSD and saving our image out as a PSD file, our PSD file is the document that we have with all of the layers at 571 megabytes, which is the exact same as a TIFF example when the layers are saved with that zip function. Now the PSD file will typically save a little bit faster, but what you'll notice on my Windows machine is if I don't have a PSD codec in my Windows machine, I won't be able to see a thumbnail for that. So it's just up to you as to how you want to save that, whether it's a TIFF with layers in that zip version or the PSD file. Now the PSB file, this is where I took this file and I told it to be something like, I don't know, 20,000 pixels by 20,000 pixels, a huge file, something that would probably be printed on a billboard versus on anything that I would be printing with. And it was able to save that file as an 8.64 gigabyte file. So if it's going to be over 2 gigabytes, you're going to want to save it as a PSB file. At the end of the day, we get that big question, Blake, how do you save your images? Very simply, I save as a JPEG. Right? I save as a JPEG high resolution. So it's a nice flattened thing that I can print at my own home machine if I want, or send somewhere else to get printed. If I'm going to put it online, I'll just make that a very low resolution 4-web save JPEG. Now, I'm also going to save as a PSD file because I want to make sure that I have all of those layers, because if I ever want to go back and rework that image, which happens from time to time, I'm going to want to make sure I have a PSD file for it. The only time I use a PNG file is typically if I'm doing graphic design or web design work where I need the background to be knocked out and not have a background so that that logo can float around anywhere I might need it. Now, the important part to note there though, is that I'm not going to flatten my image first. I'm not going to go to layer and flatten image and save it as a JPEG. In the JPEG saving process, if you go File, Save As, and select JPEG, it is going to automatically flatten that stuff down for you and save it as a JPEG. So how my workflow looks, I'll save this as a JPEG, and then I'll also save it as a PSD file. And I don't need to flatten anything. After they're both saved, I can click the X and I'm out, and I always know that I've got those layers in the PSD file and I've got that high resolution JPEG right next to it. If you'd like to learn more about my Photoshop workflow, click on this playlist right here. And if you like this video, please like it, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I really enjoy taking the difficult things in Photoshop and making them easy for you so that you can enjoy your workflow process.